I never know when it's actually live, but I guess I've been live for about 6 seconds. Excuse my chewing there. Just finishing up my salad. Hope you're all doing well. Chloethedev here. The purpose of this video is to explain a little bit about what the Marma J Foundation is, a little bit about why Bianca, my girlfriend, and I started the Marma J Foundation, and hopefully at the end of this video, it'll only be about 10 minutes long, I hope. At the end of this video, my goal is that you kind of just understand what I'm doing, what we're doing, and what we're about. So the name, first of all, my grandmother, I call her Grams. Her name is Marma Joseph, or that was her nickname growing up. Her name is Sarah Dora Benjamin or whatever. Okay, honestly, back in the islands of Antigua, they called her many, many things. But what they settled on was just Marma, I guess, because she was very motherly. She took over a lot of her siblings. Even if she was the younger, the older, didn't matter. She was always taking care of the people around her. So they called her Marma. And then when she got married, her name changed from Benjamin to Joseph. So they called her Marma Joseph or Marma J. Also, or I call her, Marma J for short, but it's the Marma Joseph Foundation. And pretty much, I don't really know how to explain my grandmother. She's a very unique individual, but more than anything else, she exudes love. And that is a lesson I learned young in my life. I'm a student currently at the University of Windsor studying computer science. My mother was also a student at the University of Windsor studying computer science when she was actually a lot younger than me. I'm 27 now. My mom had me when she was quite young. My grandmother took care of me while my mother was in college. And I lived with my grandmother for the first 17 years of my life. But my mother was in Windsor at school, residentially. Back then, they didn't have online classes. And my grandma was always there for me, took care of me when just some like short things. When I was 14, I was already in private schools. I don't know. My parents took care of me. I don't know what. I lived with my grandmother, basically single parent. My dad was very present, but like my dad has lots of kids, very hard. But my mom kept me in private schools. I mean, $10,000+ a year. But like she drove an old rundown car. She slept in like a room a third the size of mine, and like all this crazy stuff. Like we didn't have a cottage. I never went hungry, but like life wasn't the easiest growing up. But I never had to worry about anything from both my mother and my grandmother. But that came straight from my grandmother. When I was 14, I wanted to go to France because I got like a bad grade in my French class, and it was like $10,000, and my grandma just paid for it. I went to France, played soccer, broke my leg, but it was super fun. My grandma, I don't know, she's done everything for me. Every time I go to Antigua, she pays for it. Every time someone in the family needs something, she sets them up. She has like little nest eggs set aside for all her grandkids for after they graduate and all this stuff. She just really tries to be there for her family. And not everyone's perfect. And so with all good, comes, a little bit of maybe things people need to work on. And so a lot of my grandmother's strength has come from her solitude and her hardness. And I am so blessed for her strength and the life it has provided for me. But I also understand that a lot of that love doesn't need to come from a lot of that strength and hard, or a lot of that hardness, I guess I'd say, more than anything else. Strength is good, but you don't need to be hard to be strong. And that's what the Marma J Foundation really means to me is that generational change, but that generational stability. So for me, it's the lessons of love and positivity and togetherness that my grandmother has instilled in our entire family, because it's very clear to see that we all love each other and we're all there. But there's also a lot of like hurt and pain within my family because of some of the negative side effects of the way my grandmother has shown her love towards us. And the lessons I've learned through that are lessons that I want to be able to show to others. So the Marma J Foundation started off as an idea where I wanted to go to Antigua with my girlfriend and just love people, bring love and positivity to the island of Antigua and Barbuda, to have it spread, to hopefully have it be self-sustaining so that other islands nearby can copy some of the same mannerisms or the same techniques. And the main idea would just be we would just love. And so my goal was to use the Ethereum community and leverage that to pour money into people that were there and educate them and love on them and create communities that would. And now I'm like, get a Gitcoin grant, run mini DAOs in Antigua, and create a DeFi farming bot that uses flash loans to make a couple $100 a month, and then have that like pour into like different little homegrown projects. Fine, I get it. I didn't know that like 9 months ago or whenever I first moved to Antigua. So we moved to Antigua. We were in September of 2019. We had about 10 dogs that we'd feed every day. We got some of them sent to all over the States, in Canada, spayed, neutered, that kind of stuff. And I loved it. My girlfriend, Bianca, she had a great time. At the same time, we would clean up the streets on the way to the beach. We would walk everywhere. Why not, not hurt the environment? Why not get, healthy? It would rain from time to time, but whatever, it's just some rain. And so that was really fun. We got in shape. We'd clean up the beaches. We'd clean up the streets. We'd help out our community. We'd get to know people. But the financial aspect of things didn't work out so much. So I am the CEO, I guess, or I was the CEO, or I guess I am the CEO of Celt. It's a DAO before I could code. Well, it's a very simple DAO where basically we had a trading bot, and we would pay out profits to token holders, and we would run the cost exchange based in Singapore, and so much drama in that department. I used to be an admin there for years. Oh my gosh. But lots of great memories and great friends I made along the way though. But through those experiences, that led me to, I don't know, it led me to get funds locked up. And a lot of those funds were funds that I planned to use. So my idea was to run this company and use the funds from the company to just fund starting businesses in Antigua. So I think I was making like $300, $400 a month, and I could live in Antigua for free. And I was like, well, if I have $400 a month and I live for free, I can give away like $200 a month, and then maybe start a business with a local. And then, I don't know. I was very idealistic, I suppose. But that was the goal. Once I got there, there was issues. I mean, instead of living somewhere for free, my uncle rented out the place for like $50 a month to someone else. So I had to pay like $700 a month to live in like Fort James or something like that. So that's kind of the pathway that led us to having to eventually, we were in a lot of debt. We made the decision that I was supposed to go to school, or I was going to go to school because it was a one-year program at the University of Windsor. Bianca was going to come back and we start working locally, and we put the Marma J Foundation on hold for a little bit. It was kind of sad to do in general because I felt like I finally knew what I wanted to do. I was like, I'm doing it. I'm just going to love on people. That's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And then the funds got locked up, and now it's like, okay, I'm back here. But COVID happened, which is horrible, I guess. But like for me specifically, it ended up allowing me to gain perspective. And it's allowed me to gain funds, and it's allowed school to be online and for me to gain time. And a lot of those things have led me to be in a place where, I had a lot of credit card debt, but we're getting like CERB in Canada. We get $2,000 a month for not being able to work because of COVID. Between me and my girlfriend pays for, she's not on CERB, but between her, and me getting CERB, it's awesome. And we might be able to pay off the credit card soon, which is like, okay, now what? Thinking about heading back to Antigua, I mean, the Marma J Foundation is not locational. The idea is to just love people. I don't know how to express that enough, so I should have said that first. The Marma J Foundation, at the 10th minute of this video, it took me 10 long, so much I talk. It took me 10 minutes to say, the Marma J Foundation is about loving people and spreading positivity throughout the world through positive interactions and safe spaces. That is probably the best way I can define it. But we found a safe space in Windsor, and we found people to work in this safe space. We just don't have the funds for the safe space. So now that I'm running a Gitcoin grant, the Marma J Foundation has kind of morphed a little bit into how can I, or I guess Bianca and I, we're partners. We do everything together. We do everything together. How can we love on as many people as possible? And so a large part of that, I believe, is in using the Ethereum ecosystem, because I believe that it's the only place I've seen where anyone can be themselves and it's okay. If you hack a smart contract and, hack it and it was written in code, people are like, oh, it's fine. You wrote in code, you can hack, it's fine. It's so I know everyone's like, oh, it's fine. It's cool. It was written in code. I know that that's not what everyone's cup of tea, but as someone who has had a hard time throughout their lives understanding what the rules were in certain areas or certain places, it's not always easy to know when you can be somewhere or not be somewhere. It's very nice being part of the Ethereum community, where I feel like I'm generally accepted by most people. But it's not just who I am, it's also my ideas, it's also what I want to build, it's also the way I want something to work. If I want to make a layer 2 solution, I can make my own, and I can use Ethereum as the main chain. And obviously there's dynamics and dilemmas and stupid stuff. But I believe in a future where we can build a chain where we truly do get a modular solution for everyone, where we can all work together for ourselves, for each other. I don't know, stuff like that. So the Marma J Foundation is a way for me to live the rest of my life doing that. I want to work hard. I want to work every day. I don't enjoy working in an office. I mean, I do enjoy working in an office if that's what needs to get done on that day, to love people the most. I don't understand. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people think of their lives in a very linear way. They know what they want to do. They know what they want to be. I don't really know what I want to do. I simply know I want to keep learning. I want to keep loving. I want to keep just laughing and being with people. So right now it's being in CryptoVoxels and setting up this Pride event that's going on. I honestly, I'm so busy. The dates, I know it's 27th of June. There you go. I just knew it was 27th of the month, and it was Pride month, so it was June. That's how my brain is just going off right now. I get 4 hours of sleep a night, and I do Ethereum research for at least 3, 4, 5, 6 hours a day, and I keep up with what's going on with my family and my friends, and it's a lot. And I'm starting to feel like there's not enough time in the day to have a 9-to-5 job. I would love a 9-to-5 job. I love having stability and working, and I've been married before. Relationships are tough when you don't have stability, and I'm in a relationship now, and I want it to work out. So stability is good. At the same time, I want to find a way to make us have some stability while also being able to spend my life loving other people. And I don't know, I was just skating by. I know I'm going over 10 minutes, but you're going to have to deal with it. This is who I am. So I was just skating by, I think it was June 19th on the river, Detroit River in Windsor. And a lady named Nicole came up to me, or she flagged me down. I was listening to Lucky You by Eminem. I've been trying to rap that song. I can pretty much get it now, the whole song, word for word. It's really difficult. I need the lyrics in front of me to do it, but that's what I was doing. She flagged me down. I'm so glad she did. I have my headphones in, so I rolled around. And basically we talked for an hour and a half of what she's trying to do. And she's basically in the hot sun every day, or the rain, or whatever it is, every morning, just letting people do free art. She's like, it's therapeutic. It makes people happy. Art is amazing. Let's just let people do art. We need more art being created by people. And I'm like, yes, I'm good with that. Art is awesome. I love art, but I haven't created art in years. It is so sad to me. I used to write poetry every day. I used to play guitar all the time. I was never very visual. My brain, I'm a little bit of OCD perfectionist. And so when things aren't perfect, I get really upset. So with music, I can record a song and do it within a day and just spend 14, 15 hours doing it. But with art, if I see it in a different light, it would change for me. And that really frustrates me. So, so I was like, yes, we should do this. Let's get it. How much could a space cost? $500 a month? I don't know, $1,000 a month. But Gitcoin grants is going on, and I'm seeing people who are literally saying, I'm going to tweet crap about Ethereum, making like $5,000. So I was getting like, okay, sorry, I need water. Thank you, Nathan. Oshawa Kicks. I stole your water bottle. You left it in my Jeep. So mine now. If you ever want it back, ask me for it. I will bring it back to you. Hope you're doing well. Hope your knee is healed. I used to coach soccer for like 10 years. So yeah. And Bobby. Okay, so Bobby is like my one true love. Bobby, if you ever see this, actually, you know what? I know you're gonna see this, Bobby. So I love you, Bobby. Sorry, so off topic. But yeah, I have no clue what I was saying there. But that is how I locked myself to starting a Gitcoin grant. And basically, I decided that if I can get even $500 to get Nicole into a space where she can have all of her art supplies in a space that's safe and she could lock it up and she could not be out in the sun and she can like be safe. I want her to be safe. I want the kids who are creating art to be safe. That's me. I don't know. I just want people to not be out in like the hot sun for 3 hours trying to love on other people. I want them to be able. So anyways, I was like, let's start a grant. And honestly, the reception has been amazing so far. The general purpose has changed so many times, and I'm not good at like writing my thoughts out. I'm good at speaking them out. So Bianca is taking care of writing the grant page again out. But the idea is for us to raise money and for 90% of the funds to go towards other projects that we feel are doing amazing things in their community. So right now, the 2 projects that are on, or I guess 3, is Nicole for the community art space in Windsor, the Bliss Skate Shop run by Sasha. She's a single mother in Windsor. She has 2 beautiful young boys. And I love that skate shop. I have 2 little boards from there. I'll show you them another time. Sasha and Violet. You can see the corner of Violet over there and beside the fan. But I love the shop. There's actually a video of Bliss Skate Shop in the Marma J Foundation gallery. If that's where you're watching this video, I think you just got to turn around. You'll see that behind you. But yeah, and then in Antigua, the dogs and cats of Antigua, after being there for like 3.5 months and just loving on those dogs and being with them every day, we have such a heart for those dogs, and they're so mistreated. And I mean, that's not the point of this. The point of this is just to showcase what we're doing and what we want to do and who we're talking about, but we have such a heart for it. And so they're building a facility now, and they're the process. They're looking for donations, and they're building a full out facility with a house and everything. They're going to be able to take the dogs to the vet, take dogs off the beach and off the streets, and actually get them spayed and neutered, so that in future generations, there's not going to be all these animals in pain on the streets getting hit by cars and just dog. Yeah. Anyways, so that is the other community project we are going to be donating to. I think obviously with quadratic funding, it makes the most sense to have one grant and pool all resources to one grant and have that grant money then be distributed. So there's a lot of trust involved with this. I do believe in decentralization, but I do believe in using it when it's needed. And I think that quadratic funding, Gitcoin grants and all that is amazing, but you get more funds if you use one grant to raise all your money. So, we'll be helping artists with DAO Records as well. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And with Nifty Pride. I mean, the whole Nifty Pride thing has been life-changing for me within a week. So we are going to be definitely supporting artists from all over the world in all walks of life eventually. Right now, like this very second, focusing on LGBTQ plus artists, eventually focusing on Black trans artists, but also obviously, if we can grow, I want to just help everyone create anything that makes people smile and laugh and be happy, because there's just too much hatred and like sex in the world. And if we can get a little bit more love and positivity in the world, then awesome. And Cryptovoxels has been a great space for that for me. And so the whole NFT space and the NFT art space, I can get involved in it. And so I want to donate to those things because I can get to work on those things. And that's kind of what I'm asking for with the Marma J Foundation. I'm here asking to donate to my grant, to our grant. Eventually, the grant will hopefully be run by a DAO and have voting rights and everything else. I don't want to run anything, okay? I just want to be out or inside on my computer in Cryptovoxels, loving on other people. But I do understand that someone needs to be there to centralize things. I mean, to centralize things and run things and make sure they happen. I do understand that. And so I'm asking for donations to the Gitcoin grant. You can click like a lot of the links in the gallery will lead to the Gitcoin grant. I put it everywhere. Even if you can give literally anything, because the quadratic funding formula will give us more if you donate, just as a unique individual. So if you can set up an account on Gitcoin, if you could donate to our grant, I would really appreciate it, because it would allow me. I'm selfish. People keep telling me that, oh, you're so giving and you're so nice. I'm not. I've just realized that for me, want to love other people. And I want to do that full time. And I know not everyone wants to do that full time, but some people work jobs where they have extra money and they can have like $1. And if they give that $1 to me, I could have thousands and thousands of dollars to love other people, and they can feel good about themselves, which is good for them. And I can be happy, which is good for me. And my girlfriend can be happy, which is good for her. And like, honestly, all around, everyone's happy. So honestly, yeah, I've never really asked for money before. I've always been the kind of person, like when I went to Antigua the first time, I tried to do it on my own. I tried to just start with a partner, with Spelly, my partner. Well, he's the brain of the whole CELT thing. But I was like, let's start the company. Let's, put a lot of money. I put a lot of money into the company because I was like, let's just put my money into it, get perpetual income so I can just go out and love people. And I realized that there is a use case for decentralization because you get to use other people to help without having to trust other people, and they don't have to trust you. You still need other people. And I think I'm realizing so much more now. I still need other people, even if that just means I need them to give $1, please, to my grant so that I can go out and get a little space so that kids in the area can get free skateboards and go after school instead of like being stuck in their houses because of COVID and stuff. Sasha knows people that make ramps and all this kind of stuff. She gets boards from Jamaica, people who make them, and we can get kids learning to board and out of their houses and do something. And yes, we can get masks or we can do one-on-one training, or we can just, honestly, we can figure out a solution. I'm not really about problems. I'm about like just finding solutions to things. So if you donate and you have a problem with something that I might be doing, please leave a comment. If you don't want to give me any money because of a reason, tell me why. Like, honestly, I'm asking, can you please give me $1 to my Gitcoin grant? If the answer is no, can you please leave a comment on my grant and tell me why, so I can learn and get better and fix it? Because I would love to make this what I do full time, and I've gone for 23 minutes. I didn't mean to do that, but this is what the Marma J Foundation is for me. It's my lifelong dream of letting every single person in the world know the love and support that I knew growing up. No matter what you want to create or what you want to do or who you are or where you live or what walk of life you come from or what you want to study, you should have support. That's it. That's why I love the metaverse, because you can access it. Bobby, I send him this link and he can see things that I want to leave for him in my gallery, or I can create a space for him that he can play with and give him activities to enjoy. And I can spend, an hour a week editing that space for him or other people with autism. So I can create a space within Cryptovoxels and have it be a space where people with autism can click a link and interact with different games and resources and videos and the idea that you can create that in a metaverse with so much color and ingenuity is just, I am not intelligent enough for that. I would have to hire people out for that. I'm just telling you, I study computer science, and I like read research papers for fun, but I am a horrible developer. I can follow along with coding courses and stuff and build things, but I do not enjoy building things. I enjoy getting to the solution so that I can help people at the end. So if you trust me enough to at least try my best to do that, and you trust me enough to be intelligent enough to do a good job, and if I don't do a good job, you trust me enough to continue trying to improve, then I don't see a reason why, unless you don't have $1 or you don't know how to give $1, and I'm gonna do a video. Okay, so if you have $1 and you like any of this stuff, please give me $1. Okay, I'm gonna end this video before 30 minutes for sure, but soon. Okay, first of all, if you're like, I don't like some of this, please leave a comment in my Gitcoin grant saying, I don't like this, I don't like you, tell me why. I might just say, okay, well then that's fine, I love you, but you don't like me, that's okay. But I might be able to improve and get better so that you can give $1 later so that I can help love more people. Maybe not, but I'll try. And if you don't have $1, reach out to me. I'll give you $1 and you can make an account and give it to the grant. So that's the other case. The other case would be you don't know how. I think I already said that maybe, but either I'll make a video eventually and I'll put that in the gallery and I'll try and share that a bit about how to get on Gitcoin. I need to figure out, okay, some of this stuff is too expensive. I can't afford any of it. I have like negative $20,000 right now. Whatever, not a big deal. But I want to start going into crypto voxels and showing people how to do things and just teaching people things. But the best I can do right now is going live like this. And so like the best I have is like, I use a container with my cell phone and I use my phone to record on, but I can't record on my phone on YouTube until I have 1,000 subscribers. So I can go on, I go live on Instagram and then show crypto voxels. Okay, it's a lot of work is all I'm saying. So I would like to get the software or whatever I need eventually to be able to do these like educational things. So eventually some of the grant might go to that. I wouldn't want it to. I mean, like maybe actually, you know what? Screw that. I'll get some money for that somewhere else. I'll shake my phone on ShakePay or something and get some money because I do have a computer here that's really old and not very good, but I think it's like a PC. And I think if I bring I got a TV from the side of the road when I was working with Bobby across his street. It's huge, but it has like VGA cables and HDMI to work, and it has no sound, but I can get sound from the headphones. But if I use that, I think I can get, and I need an F node anyways for the flash loan court. Okay, I'm going way off topic, but these are okay. But what I'm saying is you never know when something's going to help you out, because I bought an old computer a long time ago and it barely runs an F node. Like it like catches up to the F network. And then like, if my computer goes slow for a second and I open up a web page, it'll lose track of the blockchain until I close the web page and then it'll catch back up. That's how slow this computer is. But it might be fast enough to run an F node that I can connect to locally, and then like what I'm connecting to could be running all the stuff needed for the F node. And then that is where maybe from time to time, when I don't need my bot to run, I can go live on YouTube on that computer. And then when I'm done going live and showing people how to do things, I'm going through this right now. I know it's on video and I might cut it out later, but I might not. I'm thinking this through. This might be a good idea. And then when I'm done going live, I can catch back up to the F network and then turn the bot back on, and I won't even miss that much. I think this is a good idea, everybody. I think I've solved the problem. So yeah, that's what the Marma J Foundation is. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below on the grant. Hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up wherever you want. Chloethedev everywhere. That's about all I got to say. I love you all. If you're watching this, if you're not watching this, I love you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Enjoy Nifty Pride. Come to the Bronx on CryptoVoxels. Come to the Marma J Foundation gallery. And if you're an artist, please submit something. Come say hi. And I have like 10 seconds left. I told myself I'd end it now, and I'm going to end it right now. Love you all. Bye.